The crumpled letter, addressed in a child's scrawl to Santa, North Pole, fluttered from the billionaire's grasp, like a dying leaf onto the polished mahogany of his desk. Alexander Thorne hadn't meant to read it. His assistant, sorting the annual deluge of charitable Christmas pleas, had deemed this one different, leaving it atop the pile with a quiet sigh. Now, its words were seared into his mind. Dear Santa, it began, my name is Lily. I am 5. I have been good. I eat my I don't fight at bedtime, but I don't want toys. Please make my mommy stop crying. She cries at night when she thinks I'm asleep. She cries when the mail comes. She cries, looking at Daddy's picture. I hug her, but it doesn't fix it. Can you bring her happy? Our address is 47 Willow Lane, apartment 3B. Thank you. Love, Lily. It was the raw, desperate economics of a child's love broccoli for happiness that undid him. In his world of acquisitions and mergers, where emotions were liabilities, this was a debt he couldn't quantify. He saw, with painful clarity, a small girl in a dim apartment, listening to the sound of a heartbreaking, believing a mythical man at the North Pole was her only leverage. Cancel the board dinner. He told his assistant, his voice uncharacteristically rough. Find out everything about 47 Willow Lane, apartment 3B, discreetly. The report was a swift, brutal novella of ordinary ruin. Claire Evans, 31, widowed 8 months ago. Husband, Mark, a teacher, killed by a hit-and-run driver. Case, unsolved. Medical bills from the futile emergency care had drained their savings. She worked 2 jobs, bookstore clerk by day, data entry by night, and was still drowning. Eviction notice pending after the new year. Alexander didn't send a check. He didn't call a charity. A profound, restless compulsion drove him through the December sleet. Towards the modest, slightly crumbling brownstone on Willow Lane, he stood outside, the cold biting through his bespoke coat, watching the shadow of a woman move behind the thin curtains of the third-floor window. He, who negotiated billion-dollar deals, felt terrified. He climbed the stairs, the scent of old wood and faint mildew replacing his usual environment of sandalwood and success. He knocked. The door opened a chain's width, and Alexander's breath hitched. Claire Evans was pale, with shadows like bruises under her startlingly green eyes. But even in her exhaustion, there was a faded beauty, a resilience not yet fully extinguished. Behind her, peeking from behind a sofa, was a miniature version Lily, with wide, solemn eyes and a stuffed rabbit clutched to her chest. Yes. Claire's voice was a thread of sound. Wary. Ms. Evans. My name is Alexander Thorne. I received a letter. Her face hardened instantly, shame flashing in her eyes. If it's about the rent, Mr. Houston said, it's not about rent. He gently slid the folded letter through the gap. It's about this. She took it, her eyes scanning the familiar handwriting. A soft, shattered gasp escaped her. She closed her eyes, leaning her forehead against the door. When she opened them, they were liquid with a fresh pain. She undid the chain. The apartment was warm but shabby, clean but filled with the ghost of a happier life. A small, lopsided Christmas tree with paper ornaments stood in the corner. Lily. Claire whispered, Baby, why? Lily stepped forward, chin trembling. I wrote to Santa, I just wanted you to be happy again, Mommy. Claire knelt, pulling her daughter into a crushing hug, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs. Alexander felt like an intruder on a sacred grief. I'm so sorry for your loss, he said, the words inadequate. I want to help, not as charity, as a penance. Claire looked up, confusion cutting through her tears. Penance. We don't know you. He paced the small room, the truth he'd buried under a mountain of money and influence now clawing its way out. The report on your husband's case. The vehicle was a black Mercedes S. The license plate was partially caught by a traffic camera. Thorne 1. The air left the room. Claire slowly rose, holding Lily closer. That's my car. Alexander said, the confession tearing at his throat. I wasn't driving. My younger brother Leo was. He'd taken it without my knowledge. He was drunk, terrified. He panicked. I found the car the next morning. The damage, his incoherent story. I used my money, my influence, to bury it. To protect him, I had the car repaired secretly, silenced witnesses, diverted the investigation. He looked directly at Claire, his own vision blurring. For 8 months, I've carried this, and for 8 months, you've carried this. His gesture encompassed the room. Their lives, their loss. Claire's face went from pale to ashen. A storm of emotions, horror, rage, devastating comprehension, raged in her eyes. You protected him. My husband is dead. My daughter has no father. And you hid it. I know. His voice broke. There are no excuses. Leo is in rehab now, a private facility. But that's no justice. I came here tonight because I read her letter and I couldn't breathe. I thought I could write a check and absolve myself. But seeing you, I have to give you the one thing I control. Asterisk, he pulled a sealed envelope from his inner pocket and placed it on the small coffee table. That is my signed, detailed confession. Names, dates, methods. My lawyer's card is paperclipped to it. He is under strict instruction to serve you, not me. The decision is yours. Call him, and I will be prosecuted to the fullest extent. Use it to sue me for every penny I have. Or, he looked at Lily, who was clinging to her mother's leg. Tear it up, and I will spend every day of the rest of my life ensuring that Lily wants for nothing. That you never cry over bills again, that you can grieve without this weight. But you will have to live with the man who destroyed your life in your orbit. Asterisk, he moved to the door, the magnitude of his offering hanging in the silent, suffocating room. This was not the twist of a savior, but of a guilty man placing his fate in the hands of the broken family he created. Asterisk, Claire stared at the envelope. As if it were a live serpent. It wasn't a gift. It was a grenade, and the pin was already pulled. Her tears now were of a different kind, a torrent of fury, of impossible choice. Justice or peace, vengeance or security for her daughter. Asterisk, Lily, sensing the cataclysmic shift, tugged her mother's hand and looked up at the stranger in their doorway. Her small voice, filled with a hope that now tasted like ash, broke the silence. Asterisk, Mommy, is he Santa?